Welcome back, guys. I trust you are doing well. Now, less than 24 hours ago, Bob Lee, the former Chief Technology Officer of Square, who also helped launch Cash App, was stabbed fatally at San Francisco. He has passed on, and this is one of the shocking cases that I've had to cover. It's so unfortunate, actually, but it begs the question: who did this, and why did this person do this? Investigations are ongoing. This is an open case, one that I'm actually hoping that is going to be solved as quickly as possible. Not to say others don't matter, and I'm counting on the police to do a quick and effective work. But issues are coming up. People are leaning into the conversation, and we are here to share with you everything that has come up so far, from the point of the attack right down to the moment that we are making this video. So, if you are ready for this true crime story, just buckle up and let's go. Now, when this case first broke, for me, honestly, I was struggling to believe it. So the first thing I did was to get some verification. I went to some reliable sources, and truly, it was what it is. It was not a hoax, but truly, and may I say, unfortunately, this fine young man with this brilliant mind, who was impacting the world so much, was for some reason stabbed and killed. And I kept asking myself, who did this? And why? Why in the world would somebody want to do this? So I decided to dig into the situation and see what I could find. Now, Lee's death was confirmed by Josh Goldbard. Josh Goldbard is the CEO of his current employer, MobileCoin. And Lee joined MobileCoin, which is a cryptocurrency and digital payment startup, in 2021, acting as its chief product officer. Now, according to Goldberg, I quote, this is what he said: "Our dear friend and colleague, Bob Lee, passed away yesterday at the age of 43, survived by a loving family and collection of close friends and collaborators." So he would then go on again to say that Bob was a dynamo and a force of nature, and that he was a genuine article, and he was made for the world that is being born right now, and that he was also a child of dreams, and whatever Bob Lee imagined, no matter how crazy it was, Bob Lee would take steps and actions and put in the grind to ensure that he made it real. And this is the type of people that we need to push the world, more so in a positive way, and he did that perfectly. Research goes way back to the point that he was even against a bill that was passed somewhere in the early 90s that made it relatively easier for the justice system to sort of imprison persons of color. If you follow Bob Lee's trajectory in his career and life, you will see that this is somebody who had a good heart, seemingly, and a good mind, as far as his decisions and where he puts his power were concerned. I say this with a pinch of salt and a caveat that seemingly, because we are still yet to find out what has happened. No disrespect to his memory though, but in my line of work, I've learned to keep an open mind, especially when a case is yet to be solved. So, Bob Lee's father, as part of his surviving family, has also leaned into the conversation. And his dad confirmed that Bob Lee had actually passed. And he did this on his Facebook page, and he wrote, "I just lost my best friend." And I can feel the emotion in this post, for a father to post about the loss of his son, indicating that he had lost his best friend. It tells me, and I feel it, that it cuts him deep, especially under the circumstances with which they lost him. And he went on to say that his son lost his life on the street in San Francisco. So, losing your life on the streets, especially at the hands of somebody else, is a whole different thing from maybe sort of losing your life or a loved one losing his or her life to an illness, which probably nothing could have been done about. And I struggle still to understand how people are able to look into the faces of others and decide that I'm going to take your life for whatever reason, whether the decision was made prior to the attack or during whatever triggered the attack. I still don't understand how some people for that matter, are able to look into people's faces and just kill them. So it went on. His dad said that Bob would give you the shirt off his back. I told you this. When you go back through Bob Lee's career profile and his personal profile, you will see that empathy resonates through this man's lifestyle. He's sympathetic and he seemingly extends himself to people. He would never look down on anyone and adhered to a strict no judgment philosophy. Now, he added also that his son will be missed by all, especially those who knew him. And then he ended by thanking those who have reached out to offer support. And given how high profile he is, I'm sure, the San Francisco mayor also had to come in. Now, the mayor by name Landon Breed also reacted to the news in a statement, calling Lee's death a horrible tragedy. But you see, I respect him for saying these things and all, but my point is, it has already happened. How could it have been prevented? I believe that things should be in place to protect everybody when you are the helm of affairs, charged and tasked with ensuring the welfare of the people in your constituency. So I went on Twitter and I saw somebody or a couple of people propagating a theory that Bob Lee is to blame for his death because he was walking on the streets around 2:30 a.m. And I asked myself, how can you be this heartless? The fact that he's walking on the streets around 2:30 a.m. does not justify anybody deciding to attack and kill him. If our streets were safe enough, there shouldn't be any conversation around how bad or how much of a bad idea it is to walk on any street at any time. It's life. Somebody prefers to walk out at night. You can't blame the person, although people argue that it's usually relatively more dangerous to come out at night than during the day. But hey, that is how come these people in San Francisco are reportedly paying so much high taxes that one would believe that it should warrant the best of protection of any sorts. There are also people who are blaming him for not carrying a weapon, stating that per the pedigree of his personality, he should have even had a bodyguard of a sort, or he should have gotten a concealed permit to carry a weapon. I don't believe in these things being the basis of him to be blamed. People have their own preferences. There are people who are not okay with carrying guns. There are people who are not okay with carrying weapons. You cannot say that if they didn't have a weapon and something happened to them, God forbid, it's their fault. No, stop the victim blaming. Whoever is to blame is the person who stabbed him, which led to his passing. That is my view. You can let me know your view in the comment section, whether you agree with me or not. But I will stand on this rock. Yeah, because under no circumstances should it go down like this. Now, when he was stabbed, he didn't die immediately. Officers responded to the report of the stabbing, and he was rendered aid and he was transported to a medical facility, but he passed on with life-threatening injuries. Now, he survived by a family, and I also wonder how they are going to deal with this. It's never easy, especially when it's out of the blue like this and the circumstances under which he went. This is a man who has a very rich career and a career in organizations that have impacted the world, like Google, like cashapp, like Android, Google for that matter, but they built Android. I use Android myself. And these are things that have shaken the world. And he was still in the pipeline doing bigger things. So I'm really waiting for the investigations to unravel so we find out who did this and why the person did this. Until then, my heart goes out to the family of Bob Lee. I wish them strength to endure through this, and I really pray that breakthroughs come out in this case. If you are with me on this, just type RIP Bob Lee in the comment section and let's send out some love to him and his family. Until then, like I always say, stay safe out there and keep an eye out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. It's free. Turn on post notifications and share this video with your loved ones. I'm so emotional, forgive me. Till then, catch you next time. Stay safe out there.